It is way too late for all of this right now, man. This is ridiculous. It's 11:30. It's crazy. My mom shoots me a text. She says, Giovanni, can you go grab your sister from the train station? I'm really tired. Okay, no problem. So I go pick her up, and we're driving home. All of a sudden, Giovanni, can we go to the gas station? I want a root beer. Giovanni, can we go to the gas station? Giovanni, let's go to the gas station. I need a root beer. Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's go to the gas station, right? I need gas anyways, so I drive us there. And we get there, whatever. I leave my car, a little crisp 100 in my hand. You know, gas prices these days, I'm ready to spend. I'm ready to ball out on this gas. And I go inside. I give the guy $75, or I give the guy the $100, but I say, just give me $75. He gives me my change. I use the change to grab a root beer for my sister. As I'm grabbing the root beer, I'm looking this way, and the entrance is behind me. And I feel something in my gut tell me, like, yo, look behind you real quick. So I look behind me, and this fucking ginger, tall-ass crackhead, he looks like a degenerate Connor McDavid. He walks in. And I'm like, all right, that guy looks kind of weird. But he looked so familiar. He looked so familiar for some reason. I just couldn't place my finger on it. Whatever. I don't think anything of it. I leave, right? I'm pumping my gas. I'm talking to my sister. She's in the car still, right? I hand her the root beer. She's like, oh my God, root beer, root beer. Okay, whatever. And this guy comes out. This Connor McDavid crackhead comes out. And he gets in his car. And he backs up. And he drives right in front of my car, which is fueling with gas right now. And I'm like looking at my sister. I'm like, do you see this guy? Like, why did he stop in front of the car? That's so weird. So we kind of have like a little chuckle about it. And he starts to drive off. And me and my sister are like, where's he going now? Like, we start laughing, right? And then he stops. Like, he slams on the brake. And he like reverses back hella quickly right back in front of us. And he rolls down his window. What are you guys laughing at? I'm like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? So, you know, I'm with my sister. I don't want to cause a scene. So I go up to his window and I'm like, hey bro, what's the matter? And he's like, what are you guys laughing at? I'm like, nothing. I mean, we were just wondering why you stopped in front of our car. And he's like, you look so familiar. I'm like, yeah, I thought the same thing about you. I thought you looked familiar too, but I just can't really put a face to the name. And he's like, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Giovanni. He's like, yeah, how would I know you? This and that. I'm like, I don't know. What's your name? Yeah, he said something. I think his name was Tyson. Tyson, the crackhead. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's weird. I don't know you, but you look very familiar. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, you know, no hard feelings anyways. And I go to shake his hand. Now you got to keep in mind, in this situation, I'm leaning into his window and I have my hand in his car to shake his hand. And this fucking guy grabs my hand with like gorilla grip. Like he wanted to like hurt me, right? Like, you know when you're fucking around with your buddies when you're younger and like you'll grab their hand and you'll squeeze really tightly and it's like, ow, what the fuck? He was doing that to me and I was like, all right, like whatever. I just held his, like we were stood there holding hands for like 20 seconds and he's like, don't be laughing at people, this and that. I'm like, all right, bro, like, whatever, right? And I'm like, all right, well, have a good night. And then he starts to drive off with my hand, like, while grabbing my hand. And naturally, like, I'm going with him. So we move, like, 2-3 feet. And I'm like, all right, bro, let go of my fucking hand now. And I take my hand back, like, by force. And he's like, don't be fucking laughing at people. I should fucking slap you right here for that. You should, yeah, I said, what did I say? I said, yeah, that's what I said. I said, I fucking slap you right here for doing that shit. Don't fucking do that shit. And I got really serious. And this fucking guy says, oh yeah? He gets out of his car and he fucking starts posturing. He was a big guy. He was like 6'3", but he was like scrawny. He gets out of his car and he starts like, yeah, he starts walking over to me. I'm ready to go to jail. Are you ready to go to jail? I'm like, bro, the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, let's go right here, right now. I'm looking around. There's like 3 other guys at the gas station. We're all looking at each other like, what the fuck is this guy on? So I turn my back to him and I'm walking away. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, bro. Because I could tell he wasn't about it like that. And he says, yeah, that's right, bro. He says, go back to your car. And I said, yeah, bro, have a good night. And he gets in his car and drives off, like peels off. Right? And I was tripping. But I was like, for that 1 second where I was like, I should fucking slap you for that. I was ready to fight him. Now, the only reason I didn't fight him is because I'm wearing these fucking pants right now, and these pants are like prone to having my dick just fall out of them randomly. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, I could fight this guy and risk an assault charge and risk, some fucking bad things happening. And I could risk my dick falling out of my pants. I'm not doing all that. Like, I'll just laugh it off. So I was like, all right, bro, have a good night, whatever you say. And then he peeled off and left. And then whatever, me and my sister went home. But still, if it wasn't for the fact that my dick might have flopped out of my pants when I went to go fight him, I would have swung, bro. I would have swung, assault charge and all. But yeah, it was the more esoteric concept of this story is, when you're in alignment with yourself mentally and spiritually, you can kind of sense energy levels on the physical realm. And I had that gut instinct to look behind me and see who was walking in behind me when he entered the gas station, because I knew something was up with this guy. And I kept looking around. He was buying a drink and I saw him and I was like, something's up with that guy. I just can't place my finger on it. And sure enough, something was up with that guy, right? So when you're aware, like I preach in all of my videos, is to practice your awareness. I'm really preaching that you should practice the observation of your energy and the energy of those around you. Because once you can do that, you'll be better prepared to handle situations that are confrontational, like something with this guy here, where, for example, I could tell he wasn't really about it. If I thought he was going to swing on me, I would never turn my back to a guy like that. However, you could kind of get the sense from his energy that he wasn't really about it. So I turned my back to him. I start walking away. I'm like laughing about it because I knew he wasn't about it. Let's say you're doing sales, right? You can feel the energy of the client, and you can kind of gauge their willingness to buy and how much they like you as a salesman, right? If you're talking to a girl, you can kind of gauge interest, right? And you could play about it that way. So there's a lot of different advantages to gauging strength, to gauging energy and being aware in your own body, right? So I know I got a little bit deep in the end, but it's a little bit of a funny story mixed with a more esoteric topic, which is really what I'm preaching here. And if you guys do with that information what you will, but just a crazy story that I thought I had to share, and maybe it could help some of you guys out. Watch your back. Maybe don't try and shake any crackheads' hands, because they might try to take you with them when they're fucking driving away. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys tonight. It is way too late for this shit. It's almost midnight, so I just had to hop on and record a little video for I forget. But I hope you guys have a good night. All right, peace.